I created these modern 3D websites in an all-wood style right from my smartphone in just 20 minutes. Check this out. I simply downloaded the Runnable app, generated a 3D image from this photo, and then immediately turned it into a background video. Next, I went to the Websites tab, attached this video in the chat, added a prompt and a reference website, and launched it. And boom, the animation works. The 3D video smoothly scrolls with the page, and everything is fully responsive on both desktop and mobile. I quickly tested a few more variations for different niches, and yeah, you can already start making decent money with this. Now you don't need to build these kinds of projects from an office, so grab all the links and prompts and test the agent yourself for just $1.
What stood out to me is that the animation itself wasn't really the hard part, the workflow was. The video shows how AI changes web design from manually building every interaction to describing intent and iterating quickly. I think the detail most people will miss is that good results came from having clear structure and references, not from the model magically knowing what to build. That's a pretty important shift because the advantage is moving away from pure coding speed and toward taste, direction, and knowing how to guide AI effectively.
This is a full breakdown of how I build animated websites with visuals like these, using Nano Banana and Framer. Head over to framer.com and create a new project. It's a super intuitive website builder where you can design and publish sites really fast. Start by setting up your layout, hero, navigation, and the core structure of your site. I'm using pre-built sections to speed things up. Now for visuals, I quickly jump into Google Flow. Paste your prompt and generate high-quality hero visuals that actually feel cinematic. Then use the frames to video tool. I usually use the same image for the start and end frames so the animation loops smoothly. Once that's ready, download the asset and jump back into Framer. Find the video component in the left menu and drop the final video into your hero section. Inside Framer, you can adjust every detail, add subtle text animations, tweak the spacing, and design the full site structure. A few small tweaks and suddenly your site feels alive. And that's how I go from idea to live website. Go try this workflow yourself at framer.com.
The biggest takeaway for me is that vibe coding animated websites isn't really about replacing front-end skills. It's about compressing the gap between an idea and a polished experience. What matters now is how well you can communicate intent and refine outputs, not how fast you can manually build every interaction. I think a lot of people will miss that the animations themselves aren't the advantage. The real advantage is iteration speed.
Here's how to create 3D animated websites in minutes without writing a single line of code. Open Dora AI in your browser and start a new project. Type a natural language prompt describing your site like a modern 3D animated landing page with hero motion, scroll effects, and call to action buttons. Dora instantly generates the layout, animations, and 3D design, no coding needed. You can change text, colors, images, and add 3D elements or interactive motion effects. Now preview in real time to make sure everything moves smoothly and looks perfect on desktop, tablet, and mobile. When it feels right, hit publish. If you want the tool access and my top 10 prompt templates, comment Dora and I'll send it your way.
What I took away from this is that animated websites are becoming less about writing complex front-end code and more about directing systems. The interesting part wasn't the visuals themselves, it was how quickly ideas moved from prompts to something usable. I think most people will miss that the real bottleneck is no longer implementation, it's having enough taste to know what to keep, what to change, and when an animation actually improves the experience. That's a pretty big shift because AI is pushing web development closer to creative decision-making than pure execution.
Vibe coding tip for beginners is if you want to build cool websites for free, all you got to do is go download Google Anti-Gravity, there's a free plan available, and then go to skills.sh and install the front-end design skill so that it beefs up your agent's capabilities. You can then host the website for free on Netlify.
After watching that, the biggest takeaway for me is that the barrier to building websites keeps getting lower, but the ability to combine the right tools into a workflow is becoming way more valuable. Most people will focus on the fact that these tools are free, but the more interesting part is how quickly someone can go from an idea to a working product without getting stuck in technical overhead. That's a subtle shift because AI isn't really replacing web development here. It's turning execution into a coordination problem, and the people who understand workflows are going to have a huge advantage.